mixture of rocks. And we have great prices on the plywood as well and the lumber.
Okay.
Over here we have the easy finish, ready mix, drying compound. This one, like if you're doing a quick job, you could just get this one and right away. The next one, you would have to add water to do a mixture and then you get to work. But this one is the best.
Okay.
And this one is the USG all-purpose. This one you'd have to add water and mix, whereas the next one is already mixed. So this one is just the mud inside of the bucket. And also this one is more of a gray or off-white finish, and the next one is white.
So let persons know how they can get in contact with you all.
Well, you can call us here on 605-9663.
Say it again.
605-9663.
There you have it, folks. The best deals in town for all of your needs. Capital Lumber, located on Parkgate Road. Thank you for joining us on Deals Crazy TV. I'm your host, Keishan. And if you would like to be a part of this amazing show, please phone us at 423-9993 or 463-7491. And you can email us at fourwaysmedia@gmail.com.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition, the nation's chief outlines crime strategy. A heated brawl turns deadly. A strong appeal for peace in sports. Private school basketball returns. The Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition starts now. Well, happy Saturday. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. Good evening, I'm Desmond Saunders. Thanks for joining us. A 30-year-old male in police custody in connection with that fatal stabbing that killed a young male last night. Police say a heated argument occurred at a bar off Carmichael Road between the suspect and the victim, which resulted in the victim being stabbed multiple times about the body.
We implore that persons learn how to resolve their conflicts. There are too much incidences like this where persons aren't reasoning, and it results in these homicides.
Well, this marks the 11th homicide for the year, and officials at the Royal Bahamas Police Force are now beefing up its surveillance in the crime fight.
Our initiatives, the Commissioner of Police initiatives, the Saturation Patrol, we have been getting some good results. Persons have been arrested immediately after these incidents. Firearms have been recovered, and that has assisted us in solving these matters pretty quickly and putting these persons before the court. But we are resolved, and we will continue in this fight.
Following the recent spate of crime in the capital, the Office of the Prime Minister announcing that Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis will deliver a national statement tomorrow at 8 p.m. The address will detail the administration's comprehensive approach to tackling the root causes of crime. This strategy represents a coordinated effort across government agencies and integrates law enforcement, emphasizing a society approach to crime prevention and community building. Prime Minister Davis will outline measures aimed at addressing underlying factors contributing to crime, such as economic inequality, education gaps, and social welfare issues. This approach is key to the government's commitment to creating a safer and more equitable society for all citizens. The address will air on the ZNS network. A prominent religious leader calling on lawmakers to act in the midst of a crime wave gripping the nation. Dean and Rector of Christ Church Cathedral, Reverend Harry Bain, offered a number of suggestions on curbing crime. His comments came during the church service marking the opening of the legal year Thursday at Christ Church Cathedral.
Implement a meaningful form of swift justice in the court system. This can involve specialized gang units within the Office of the Attorney General, hefty penalties for gang-related offenses, hefty bail requirements, and targeted prosecutions using the full brunt of the law on all criminals. Gang violence and involvement should be classified, in my view, as organized crime and prosecuted as such. I do not support capital punishment, as, in my view, it is contrary to New Testament teachings. Life is a gift from God.
3 traffic fatalities now mark the month of January, each of them tragically occurring on a family island. A team of investigators from the Capitol joining authorities on the island of Eleuthera to probe the latest one. Our Antoinette Smith on the scene.
A more than 200-foot field of debris lines the scene of the country's latest traffic fatality. On the eastern side of the road, a bumper ripped from that obliterated vehicle. Just to the east of me, hubcaps ripped from the wheels of that ill-fated car. And the vehicle ultimately coming to a rest here on Queens Highway in Eleuthera.
Based on what we see, we can tell you that speed would have been a factor.
Discarded fragments, once a part of that crash, 2-door coupe telling the fatal story. A team of police on the island recounting the details of the incident occurring shortly before 11 p.m. on Friday, January 12.
The officers arrived, and after assessing the scene, revealed that this one single vehicle, a white Honda, was traveling south along Queens Highway, where the vehicle lost control. The driver of the vehicle lost control, ran off to the western side of the roadway and overturned, landing on the eastern side of the roadway.
The 35-year-old male driver succumbing to his injuries on the scene. His passenger extracted with the jaws of life, transported to the Capitol with serious injuries. It's the second such traffic fatality on the island of Eleuthera in 1 week alone. The second taking place on Thursday, January 11th, resulting in the death of a 49-year-old male.
We've lost 2 young men in the space of 2 days here on the island of Eleuthera. That is too much. And we here on the island will do our endeavor best to ensure that we lose no more lives on the streets.
And as teams of investigators comb both scenes, the need for one thing becoming apparent.
Please slow down. We know there's a lot of road. We know there's not much traffic. But I'm asking you, we can't afford to lose another life to a traffic accident. We've constantly provided the tips to the Bahamian people. And again, I make yet another plea. Let us slow down.
Now, Police Press Liaison Chief Superintendent Chrisling Skippings telling our news team there will be a zero-tolerance policy towards traffic offenses this year, and more on that in a later newscast. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Antoinette Smith.
Well, still to come on the weekend edition, increased bookings expected to yield millions of cruise passengers in 2024. That and more after the break.
Conference returns January 10th through 14th with special guest speakers Bishop Lambert Gates from Indiana, Indianapolis, Bishop Rudolph McKissick from Jacksonville, Florida, Pastor Tolan Morgan from Detroit, Michigan, and from Washington, D.C., Minister Stephen Hurd. Special guest artists include Miranda Curtis, Melvin Crispell III, Leandria Johnson, And our special guest for a midnight pop-up, Todd Galberth and Ty Trebet. Pop Conference 2024. See you there.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
2023 was a phenomenal year for tourism, with a record-breaking 9 million plus visitors entering our shores. A large percentage of that number driven by cruise ship arrivals. Those numbers expected to double this year as Nassau Cruise Port executives anticipate welcoming over 5 million cruise passengers this year. The port's chief, Mike Moore Jr., says 2024's numbers are impressive and speaks to the growth of the local tourism product.
We expect to about 5.6 million passengers on close to 1,400 vessels. So we're excited about that, ready for that. You know, obviously we are the conduit into the local Bahamian economy here in the city of Nassau. So we're excited to play our part with that.
In the weeks ahead, there will be bigger ships with more passengers. Additional venues have also been created for the enjoyment of visitors. Meantime, Icon of the Seas, the world's largest cruise ship, will sail in port January 18th, 2024. The port CEO says adjustments are being carried out to its physical space to accommodate the large volume of passengers this year.
Marine infrastructure expanding berth 1. We built a brand new berth 6, which on the north side accommodates the Icon class and larger, but on the south side of it would be for mega yachts. On the upland side of things, we're looking to do a couple of things to add to the kind of experience value of both locals, hotel guests, and cruise passengers coming into the space. So those, you know, the tweaking will still continue, but that is expected on the west end. We also have the signature restaurant, which is we basically did a shell and core for that facility. So we would expect in 2024 to see that restaurant activated. And again, we're open to the public, so Bahamians can come in and enjoy these new venues as well.
Last year, over 4 million passengers passed through the facility, a 14% increase over the previous pre-COVID passenger record from 2019. And while these numbers are great, the port chief feels more needs to be done to create lasting positive experiences for the world's busiest transit port.
As a country, create greater value, and it's not just exclusively for cruise passengers, it's for hotel guests too. You're staying in a hotel at Bahamor at Atlantis for a week. You know, in my opinion, you know, after the third day, you've pretty well slid down every slide. You've seen almost every fish. You've done this or you've done that. You know, you're nice and toasty red from the sunburn, and you're looking for something else to do.
Meantime, the Nassau Cruise Port kicking off its signature concert series tonight at 8 p.m. featuring legendary Bahamian artist Phil Stubbs. The event expected to attract scores of Bahamian music lovers to the port's amphitheater at the Prince George Wharf. Cruise Port CEO Mike Moore Jr. says this is one out of many port events this year to attract locals.
We're excited about that. Sean and the marketing team have done a lot of marketing around that, promoting that. Tickets are available today. So please, you know, take that opportunity, make that opportunity to come down, bring your blanket, bring your chair, enjoy yourself. Let us some fantastic Phil Stays, a national icon, man. Come out and listen to that music.
Well, no question about it. A lot is going on in the country, and a lot of it is distressing, but it is the weekend, and we'll still like to find a few things to feel good about. Corville Pytham has this weekend's Rewind.
It has been the kind of week we'd rather see less of. There's serious fear blanketing our once warm, friendly, fun-loving nation. We saw horrific images, shared heartbreaking stories, searched for hope, looked for answers, and then relied on our faith. These killings must end.
Something has indeed gone wrong, very wrong, in our society.
Even as we observed Majority Rule, commemorating the day we essentially obtained self-determination back in 1967, the social ills of today are at the forefront.
One does not have to be a social scientist to see that our country is seething right now. And unless we have the will to arrest the problem, something cataclysmic is going to happen.
While we deal with those troubles, Majority Rule nonetheless provides an opportunity to celebrate and to remember. Many have paved the way to get us and our country to where we are, and we are grateful. We are also grateful to those still pushing hard to make sure even the youngest among us know the stories of our past.
When God stirs our pot, when He stirs the pot in the lives of the people, things happen.
Yes, victory will belong to all of us. We all have a role to play, and we must. In the meantime, continue to smile, because a smile helps lighten the load, and it never costs a thing. I'm Corvell Pye from For the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. In case you missed the news or want to stay ahead, subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on X, TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook.
Good to grow, keeping you in the know, keeping you in the know. God, if it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. If it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources aims to enhance pineapple imports by allocating a $2.5 million investment towards a dedicated pineapple project. Minister Jomo Campbell says the objective is to decrease pineapple imports by 10% within the next 3 years.
We have about 15 active pineapple farmers on the island of Eleuthera. We want to expand that and bring the Bahamas back to its glory days when we were known for producing and growing the famous sugar loaf. As you would know, Lady Di won the very prestigious award at the Agrarian Awards that were held last year. And we want to promote this and modernize the industry to encourage some younger farmers to step up to the plate and be able to participate and to bring the Bahamas back to where it once was as it relates to pineapple production.
And here's how the ministry intends to get the ball rolling.
But first of all, there's going to be a town hall meeting that will be held in the very near future. And what that will seek to do is to get a grasp as to the dynamics of the industry, the age of the current farmers, what it takes to keep them going, what is required, what it will require to inspire new and younger persons to come in to ensure consistency in the industry. And we also want to take it a step beyond just growing pineapples. We want to move it into the processing so we can have our own canned pineapples locally grown and canned there in the Bahamas. You know, we use pineapple for pineapple tarts, pastries, jams, so on and so forth. So we want to be able to do that here in the Bahamas for the local market and also for export purposes as well.
Experts from Costa Rica, the global leader in pineapple production, were invited to present at this upcoming town hall meeting in Governor's Harbor, Eleuthera, where they will discuss introducing a new variety of pineapples. Minister Campbell adds that this is indeed a step in the right direction.
It's really exciting for me because this is what the mandate of the ministry is. It's a shared personal vision for myself. And in saying that, I want to say hats off to Dr. Shakara Lightman and her team who was spearheading this project, because this is what is needed in the country in order for us to obtain our Vision 25 by 2025. We have to go out there, get into the farms, actually put our hands in the dirt and strengthen what we have now in terms of the existing farmers. As I said, there are 15 of them that are known to me at this time, but we want to widen the industry and make it attractive to younger persons so that we can actually ensure sustainability for the future.
He says these efforts will also expand to other family islands.
And it may not be specific to pineapples. What we want to do is carry out a feasibility study, because different islands have different soil contents, and some islands may be more suited to the growth of pumpkins, watermelons, etc. So we want to establish what each island is best suited to do, and then we want to go ahead and do it. And we also want to establish a greater connection between agriculture and tourism. So what that would give us the opportunity to do is have watermelons grown from Long Island and Abaco on the plates in Bahama and on the plates in Atlantis and across the different restaurants and Airbnbs in the country. Same thing for the pineapples. We want to have locally grown pineapples, making the syrup for pineapple daiquiri and even mango daiquiri. So we want to expand this idea, not just across the islands of the Bahamas, but across the different industries, tourism, sports, wellness, so on and so forth. So we are looking to make this grow.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
In the Yellow Elder Garden, Allie and her cousins listened to Grammy share tales. The 70s so sweet, with themed costumes and dancing feet. Then came the brass, reaching new heights. A symphony of Bahamian nights. The 2000s, the Yellow Elder, a symbol of pride. Grammy's legacy in view as Allie dances in her Yellow Elder costume. We are alive.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your Saturday Sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports fame and basketball phenom VJ Edgecombe expected to make his highly anticipated college announcement tomorrow evening. Edgecombe is the highest-ranked undecided recruit in the class of 2024 and the number 5 overall recruit in ESPN's Top 100. The Bimini native, who has been down to a final 3 of Duke, Baylor, and Kentucky since late December, is competing at the talent-rich Hoop Hall Classic in Massachusetts. He plans to announce his decision live at halftime of the game between Long Island Lutheran and Mount Verde Academy. The 18-year-old was presented the 2022-2023 Player of the Year award for the National Interscholastic Basketball Conference. During this stint, the team boasted a 10-2 win-loss record, while VJ averaged a team-high 17 points per game. Additionally, he was selected as the Adidas Eurocamp Most Valuable Player this summer. The top 2024 prospect had a sweet homecoming early last month in the second annual Hoop Fest in Paradise tournament here in Nassau, as he would lead the Crusaders to a 2-0 record. Still on hoops here at home, the junior girls basketball season resuming in the BAISS. The St. John's Green Giants taking on the CW Saunders Crusaders. This one would be a pretty spirited contest that would go right down to the wire. St. John's would be paced by 6 points from Brene Sands, who would lead all scorers. That would be enough as they would escape with the 22-16 win. St. John's would advance to 1-0 on the season, while the Crusaders would fall to 0-1.
Yeah, they're living up to my expectation. You know, last year we lost a heartbreaker to SAC by 1 point in the playoffs. And this year we come in to finish the job off. And we plan to go all the way this year.
No, I'm never disappointed. You know, we first always want to give God thanks for every opportunity to play. And this is an opportunity today. And despite of the shots that we didn't make, we give God thanks for this opportunity for the girls to gain the experience, to get the exposure in this league.
And determined to make a name for herself in the sport of competitive powerlifting, Krishanda Oliver already raising a few eyebrows. With roughly just a year of training under her belt, the Bahamian has already won a major international powerlifting competition. Over the weekend, Oliver traveled to Atlanta, Georgia to take part in the USA Powerlifting's Trueborn Rookie Rumble, and it was certainly a rewarding experience. She was able to card off 2 first-place prizes in the adult women's 82.5-kilogram class and was the best overall female lifter. She turned in a personal best deadlift of 404 pounds and squatted a personal best of 318.
That was insane. I didn't expect that. When they called my name, I was like looking around. They was like, we're talking about you. We're calling you. Yeah, we see you looking. So I'm like, I don't understand. What is this for? And I looked at the medal, the plaque, and it said best female overall lifter. And I was like, okay, this is crazy because I didn't anticipate that. My coach also told me, he was like, okay, we just want you to put up good numbers to get your feet wet. So don't think you're going to come into this. I don't want to say it to make him sound like he's a bad coach, but because he's great. But don't think you're going to come into this event and actually win. That's what he said. He didn't say it as a bad thing. It was more so to keep me out of my head. And it just put me in a space of, you got to perform. And that's what I did.
With it being her first competition, Oliver recapped the emotions that she experienced.
I am a pretty shy person, so that was intense for me, walking into an environment that I had never experienced before. I kind of took on the form of, okay, this is a new client. So just think like you're meeting someone new. You got to impress them. You got to show them, like, this is what they paid their money for. So perform in that manner. I had my best friend with me, Kishay Ambrose. She was there, cheering me on as a coach, and my coach was there as well. But every other face was completely new. Yeah, it was intense, but I think once I got into lifting, like, the badness just kicked in, and I was like, all right, cool, I got this.
In track news, Carifta sprinting sensation Jemiah Nabi expecting big things in 2024 with the Carifta Games right around the corner. Nabi, who will be making her under-20 debut come this Easter, getting a tune-up this week at Queens College's inter-school track and field meet. We spoke with her and asked her approach to the competition.
This was really a practice. So the goal was to do as much race as I could have and maintain, not to go at full speed or overexert myself. So this was basically just another practice for my club.
She obviously became a household name after her gold medal winning performance last year. She also spoke candidly with the ZNSO sports team about how she's adjusting to the newfound fame.
After this year's Carifta, my fame has went up a bit. I wouldn't really say it changed me, but I'd say I became more outgoing because I was really quiet. I never really liked big crowds, but now I'm trying to make new friends, open new doors for myself, so that's the only thing I really say changed.
And that's when we look at your sports on this Saturday. A check on weather when we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Have you ever purchased a defective item and was denied an exchange or cash refund? Contact the Consumer Protection Commission at 393-7795-8 or our 24-hour complaints hotline at 357-7898 and let us help your voice be heard.
Hey, get up, stand up. Stand up for your right.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Time now for a check on tonight's weather forecast. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Desmond. We have near clear skies, temperature at 82 degrees, the relative humidity 74%. We have south-southwest winds at 10 miles per hour, the barometric pressure 1,014.3 millibars, that's 29.95 inches. And your temperatures around the Family Valles this evening, Marsh Harbor at 80 degrees, Grand Turtle Key 79 also in Freeport, Grand Bahama, the Berry Islands 79, also in Allenstown, Bimini. They're reporting 79 degrees. There are more 79s in Harper Island, Rock Sandy Luttrell, 1 degree up at 80 degrees. Fresh Creek, Central Andros, 80 degrees as well. Kemps Bay in South Andros, Black Point, Exuma at 83 degrees, 80 in Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key, Georgetown, Exuma, 81 degrees. We're picking up some 82s in Ragged Island, Clarence Town, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Maguana, 81, Atkins at 81, 79 degrees in Matchitown, Nagua, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 81 degrees. Your boating forecast tonight, southwest to west winds, they're going to be around 10 to 15 knots, but behind that front, the winds will swing out of the northwest to north, maintaining a speed of 10 to 15 knots with the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Now, your high tide, that takes place at 9:23 tonight in the central and southeastern islands tonight. Southeast to south winds also at 10 to 15 knots in the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Now, tomorrow, Sunday, those winds will rapidly rotate towards the northeast behind that front, becoming 10 to 15 knots with the wave heights remaining at 2 to 4 feet. Now, the high tide tomorrow, 9:48 in the morning. The low tide will take place at 4:16 in the afternoon. Light and variable winds expected in the central and southeastern islands. And to your satellite picture, we can see some clouds are streaming towards the south and east associated with that frontal boundary, which right now is just across the southern tip of Florida, approaching the Grand Bahama area. That will continue sinking southeast. So we'll see an increase in clouds as the night wears on. possibly some showers, particularly around the Grand Bahama and Abaco area. We might get a passing shower here in the capital during the late night or early morning hours. Tonight, warm with increasing cloudiness, 71 degrees for your low temperature. Tomorrow, it's going to be cloudy with a couple of showers early in the day along that frontal boundary. The high temperature tomorrow, 79 degrees, and this is how those temperatures should be shaping up during the course of the day. And your extended weather forecast unfolding like this, as we already told you, cloudy conditions on Sunday with showers in the early part of the day. But as we head into Monday, we'll have 1 or 2 lingering showers, but lots of sunshine return on Tuesday. Come Wednesday, a second and more stronger cold front will punch through the northwest Bahamas. That will push those temperatures down into the 70s during the daytime, and we'll start to see those 60s creeping back into our forecast with a low of 63 degrees as we head into the weekend. Desmond?
Thank you, Basil. That ends the Bahamas Tonight, the Weekend Edition. We thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. On behalf of the entire team, thanks for watching. Have a good night.